I was shedding a lot of layers of who I thought I was or who I thought the society or my friends or my family wanted me to be. All I've been doing is like looking outside for external calm, external peace, external love, only to find that I am that. Then you hear little voices inside of you
This is amazing.
that when I'm in there, nothing else mattered. I heal a little bit every time I'm in water.
Where you are now, what truth are you discovering on this path?
Everything that you are searching for is inside of you.
Hi everyone. I am thrilled to share this conversation with Priya, whom I met, and her serene presence and calmness captivated me, and I could not do it. So I would like to dive a little bit into her journey and her connection with the water and freediving. So let's get started. Hi Priya, welcome.
Hi, Nick. Hi, viewers. Hi, listeners. When you talk about that serene presence, I'm like constantly looking for it. Everyone else around me feel that way, but I'm like, where is this? Where is this calm? And I only realized a couple of weeks ago that it is actually within me. And all I've been doing is like looking outside for external calm, external peace, external love, only to find that I am that. So yeah, it's nice to meet you. And the more like-minded individuals I meet, the more I am reminded of that very thing, that everything that you are searching for is inside of you.
What was the first moment that woke your heart to and put you on the spiritual path?
I have always been that way since I was a little girl. I felt really big feelings. I am sensitive, very receptive, and open to energies and various different kinds of feeling. I didn't understand what it was and why I felt that way, but I just knew there was something. And back then, I didn't know that other people didn't feel the same way. I thought everybody had these big feelings, which I believe everybody does, but maybe we don't nurture it because somehow conditioning and, being just taught to suppress a lot of feelings and emotions in school and our upbringing, all of these things factor to why people are taken further and further away from their spirituality. And recently, I went through a lot of big cycles of death and rebirth where I felt like I was shedding a lot of layers of who I thought I was or who I thought the society or my friends or my family wanted me to be. And it's exhausting. It really is exhausting. It started manifesting in physical pain in my body. And that's when I realized I need to do something and I need to make a change. I went through a big, big heartbreak, which taught me a really big lesson about loving myself, accepting myself. And I also went through another journey, which really changed how I looked at myself and life. And so I began to slowly start listening to my body and my spirit. And ever since, I have felt more inner peace, more authentic, more myself, and more like this is what I'm meant to do and meant to be. And I will not look back. I will keep going.
That is amazing. Thank you. And it's interesting that, when I was a kid, I was feeling more and something was happening in my head, which I'm now trying to remember how it
Yeah,
was then.
same.
We all had it. And where you are now, what truths are you discovering on this path?
I strongly believe that everyone creates their own reality. So we create our own truth.
Yeah.
And for me, Truth is when you feel most calm, you surrender, and you trust the universe. And you face your fears, you face your shadows, you go to the darkest of dark, and then at the end of it, you are able to see the light. And then you're able to differentiate between what you thought was darkness and suffering and what is the opposite of that. I feel like darkness is just the absence of light. And there's always light. And sometimes you just need to believe that you are the light. To be more yourself, to be more authentic, you feel at ease and you feel like you can change yourself from the inside, love and accept yourself from the inside. And that's how you will be able to love and accept other people around you.
This is amazing. Mm. And would you say, because I noticed that, two kind of archetypical stories happen with my friends, almost all of my friends. And the first story is when, my life hit kind of rock bottom until I changed myself and the life transformed. And the second is acceptance. I was accepted. I finally found people like me, and bam, that transformed everything. Would you say anything like this happened to you?
Definitely. I think because I was always trying to fit in, that I didn't really know who I was. And so you then start attracting the wrong people because you're creating this persona around you and this personality of who you think you want to be. I start perceiving things as lessons, and each time you move further and further away from who you are and from your truth, the universe makes sure to send people or send situations or you know physical signs into your body to make you realize that this is not really the people or the life or the mindset or the reality that you want to live in. It's something you have created or been conditioned to believing. And once I started understanding that, I meet like-minded people and like yourself. So yeah, what a pleasure to know you and your partner.
Thank you.
I am so honored.
Thank you, Priya.
And
It was amazing. It was amazing meeting you.
yeah, and yeah, I feel like the more you trust your inner knowing, the more you trust yourself and the truth, you start meeting people who are on the same journey as you and people who help you. Because I find it very difficult to accept help from people. I feel like I'm this strong, independent girl who can do everything on her own. Like, this is what I thought, right? But the more I start accepting and the more open I am to connecting, I realize that that is true medicine.
Mm,
Connection.
this is amazing because you're literally saying my own words and all the steps mm, I felt as well. And it's just not fun to play alone. Like all the toys kind of lose their value, not the value, the joy.
Yeah,
The joy is not in the toys. The joy is in the play. Yeah,
absolutely.
this is this is very interesting what you're saying because yeah, how the perception of the world shifts, and instead of getting into details, you see just the broad strokes, like the stories that flow, not the stories what matter, what's going on for real. And what's the way you feel universe talks to you when it gives you some signs or leads you on the way?
This is interesting because I've had my mind talk to me, and I think that's the universe speaking to me. And then I've had a different kind of voice. And when you're able to differentiate between the two, you'll be able to catch on very quickly which is your mind and conditioning and the devil, which I like to call the devil. And then on the other end, when you are more at peace, more calm, you are in quiet solitude where you have rested well, you have high vibrating thoughts, and you surrender, then you hear little voices inside of you. But this little voice is the voice of God.
Yeah, well said.
And yeah.
Yes, and you developing the sensitivity. Sorry, I've interrupted you.
Not at all.
Yeah, this developing the sensitivity helps you to you're always feeling it. You're just disregarding it.
Yeah.
And what's interesting that you said, when you calm down and basically this persona sort of dissolves because it's made of anxiety and fear, and the more you resist what's going on, the more it's in effect, and the more ripples you don't see them, but you feel them.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and this is exactly what I try to preach in freediving, because freediving actually, when you hold your breath, when you go into the water, and the thoughts that's coming in your head, like, we're too deep, we're here too long, let's go back, dude, you're not gonna make it, they're not real, and you learn not to force through them, but relax so they go through you without touching you, without affecting you. And what's your relationship with water, breath holds, and did it help on your path, or how do you interact with it?
So for me, I feel so blessed, number one, to be born here, because I'm near the water, and it's a 10 minutes drive, and I'm there. What I felt with water and my connection with water is I heal a little bit every time I'm in water. Whether it's taking a shower, whether it's being in the pool, whether it's just looking at water, it calms me. And when you feel calm and your nervous system is relaxed, you are healed. Water flows, feelings flow, universe, everything, energy flows. And I have deep respect for water. And my first free diving experience was a couple of years ago, actually, with a friend of mine who invited me to a free diving trip. I had never done it before, and I didn't want to tell anyone that I hadn't done it. I hate being the person who doesn't know how to do something. And yeah, I was just looking around at people doing it, and I'm like, this can't be that hard. Like, I know how to swim. I love the water. I feel like, in another lifetime, I was a mermaid. It came really easy to me. I saw my friends and other people on the trip free diving, and they did what they did, and I'm like, that can't be so hard. And then I tried it, and then I did it. And I didn't really care about how many minutes I was able to hold my breath. But what excited me was that when I'm in there, nothing else mattered. I was so happy to be in the water. And I was also amazed at how I was able to hold my breath for that long. And I didn't know, it could have been 10 seconds. But to me, it felt like, wow, you're still here and you don't want to go up anytime soon. But then I realized the fear of, like, okay, that's it. It's too much. Go back up. You don't want to, lose your breath and die in here. So yeah, it's fear and conditioning that always takes you out of a situation, or always makes you turn back instead of keep moving forward towards wherever it is that you want to reach in life.
Yeah, this is amazing, and this is exactly what freediving teaches you. What if you hold a little bit longer, and first, then you understand what you've been saying about, two poles in your head, like where the thoughts come from, and then you distance yourself from this person because you understand that this body is scared, and the mind is scared, and the body, what's it called, squiggles and panics, and the the mind panics. And what's amazing that after a while, when you calm and relax, and you're calming and relaxing this horse you're riding from the inside, basically, because we are in what I realized, we're just inhabiting other people. This is some other guy, but I can calm him down, and then he less interfering with with my intentions, and what you want is what God wants.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had this experience or this feeling where the noise from the outside, which your mind creates, because I feel energy very, very super sensitive to energy. I feel it very strongly. And so I feel like these thoughts come to me from outside. It's external.
Yeah, I can
And
feel it as well.
only recently I've noticed this, because when I start listening to myself, the voice is coming from within. And that's when I know how to differentiate between,
I've
the
I've
mind.
noticed that the mind usually speaks in words. You read them,
Yes.
but the ones that coming from from the center, you just know them,
Feel
kind
them,
of.
you know them.
Yeah,
There is an inner knowing. And sometimes it's so hard to explain when you're like, I just know it. And
yeah,
that I just know it is your feeling, your intuition and your higher self
yeah.
from within.
At all points, you just feel your life. You don't need to think about it. You know already everything what's going on. You feel at all times, and that's why I just trimmed all unnecessary parts, so I consist only from things I love and care about. Everything else is behind the imaginary fence,
Yeah.
non-duality fence, kind of. I mean,
I like that.
it exists. I
Imaginary
just
fence.
don't care about it.
Yeah.
It's like
You don't let it affect you or
yeah, it's
control
like a
you.
props. It's like props for what's going on in front of it. Yeah, that's how I split in my mind. Only good stuff is mine. The rest, whatever. And where are you now on your freediving? That was your only experience on your freediving journey, or?
No, I have been a few other times after on a boat with friends, but never really learned how to do it. So that the technical aspect of it, which I would love to. So
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
we're
it.
due for a free diving course. I'm so excited.
And when you are in the water, how I see it, when I go down, I just take off this persona, leave it up there, and then I just go in this body alone, kinda. How do you feel going underwater and or with the breath holds?
Before I dive in, I notice myself being controlled by so much fear of going down and taking the leap, which is, I can relate that with so many aspects of my life where I'm always so afraid, unless it's love. When it comes to love, I'm like, fall flat on my face every time. But with everything else, I'm always afraid to take the leap. And I don't really know what I'm afraid of. Maybe not knowing what's on the other side or what the result or outcome would be. But I realize that I'm already here. And if I want to do it, and if I want to free dive, and I want to go and explore the depth, then I just need to leave fear outside of me. I cannot take it down with me, because when I take it down with me, I feel very heavy and I feel uncomfortable in my body, and I don't feel like a mermaid. But when I let that go, then I do feel like I'm one with the water. It's easier and more fun to just go in and dive in. So just removing fear, and that's helped me with a lot of different things in my life, where starting a new project or opening a new company, there's so much fear, and all I need to do is just remove it, because it's not real, and it's what stops
Yeah.
me from doing so much in life. It's what stops me from reaching my full potential. And I will be damned if I ever let fear control me ever again.
This is beautiful. This is like talking to myself, you know, because what I found, first of all, the fear is not real. I mean, we don't even see the things we scared of, but being not real, it prevents us from doing anything in life. So the imaginary thing controls our real life.
Yeah.
And this is just, you know, uh, what I also noticed that going higher up the levels of consciousness, or if you spirituality, if you want, people start thinking and saying exactly the same things and thoughts, and I'm just on my starting my path as the podcaster, but it's already amazing to hear the same things from different people, from different backgrounds, different ways into it. How would you explain what you feel going higher up inside?
The strange thing is I don't really feel the higher up, right? Which a lot of people talk about.
Or deeper to the center, if you
I
want.
feel lighter. I feel like a transition from a rock or a boulder into a feather.
Seems like you're
And
going up.
yeah, but I just feel, because for me, there is the up and down is not really, it's objective,
Of course.
right? So
It's both sides,
exactly.
up or
What
down,
is up is
deeper.
down, what is
But
in
you
is
know what
out.
do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
absolutely. So that's how I look at it. More connected to everything around me. The more authentic I am, the more I quiet my mind, the more I love myself, the more I nurture the essence of who I am in the physical and spiritual world, I feel lighter and I feel more oneness and more connected with people and things and animals and plants. And so that for me is that's the feeling. And then you start having more compassion for people. You start understanding that everything has a purpose and there is a reason to everything. Growing up, I've said this a lot to other people. Oh, there's a reason that's happened and there's a reason for everything. But until and unless you've really experienced it yourself,
But you
you will
didn't
not
really
know.
believe it, kind of, or it was just like a
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. I feel like I know so much, but I'm always like telling other people, telling my friends, telling my family how they need to think, what they need to do, how they need to live. And then I'm like, just talk to yourself. Go to the mirror and have that same conversation with yourself and practice it, because that's when you start seeing the change in yourself, and that's when you start seeing the change in other people, not by teaching them, but by changing yourself.
That's amazing. Again, that underlies the story when you change yourself and the world around you transforms, and you again go up or
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
center.
Let's go up. Yeah, let's fly. Happy to fly. Soar.
And what how I describe it, just drop the weights and just float up, because you holding onto these things that you think important, like all your likes and dislikes and what's wrong with the world and what's wrong with everybody, and you're like they're not letting you float up.
Yeah. You carry so much that is not yours to carry. Every judgment or opinion of others, every time you've had a conversation that made you feel a certain way, I do that. I carry things that don't belong to me. And it's as of late that I've realized that it's not mine to carry. And if I'm going to carry this, then it's going to make me feel uncomfortable and heavy and stuck and lost and not able to move forward with my life. And so slowly I start removing everything that I'm carrying, just like one bag at a time or one story at a time. I had this biggest narrative that I decided was my reality, was my abandonment wound. And only as of late I'm realizing that I was so young, right? So it's really difficult to try to change that at the age of 5.5, 6, to change that narrative. But I'm so glad and happy and excited that I'm able to change that story now. And I have everything, all the resources required to change what I went through 30 years ago.
This is amazing. I have similar story. I was youngest guy in the class, like 1 year younger than everybody, and I've read my way through, and only now I see that everything was not in vain. So yeah, all all things come together now. Well,
Yeah.
better late than never. And yeah, this is amazing. And
Yeah, absolutely.
what when you feel this connection to the bigger something, what part of you comes alive at that moment? How do you describe it?
I feel very heart centered when I feel connected to other people and when I'm open to understanding that we are all one. We are all parts of one consciousness, and everything is from the heart center. And I've been telling myself a lot, and also my friends, when I share this with them about, my revelations and how I've been feeling and this path that I'm on, is that I want to do everything operating from my heart center. Otherwise, it's a waste of time, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because when I don't operate from my heart center, I feel pain. I feel proper, real physical pain. And it's very hard for me to sleep at night when I have a bad thought, or when I'm chasing something material, or when I want to have this and have that and look like this and look like that. And I'm just like, no, this is not who I am. I just want to do everything and operate from my heart center. And so when I operate from my heart center, I feel very connected to people. I have love and compassion, even if I don't know you. I see everyone, and all of a sudden, they're family. Somehow. I feel like we're collectively this one big family of, yeah, millions of people around the world.
Yeah, this is
We're one.
amazing. And what's amazing that we think the same thoughts and just adopt the same patterns. I didn't know your story, but you're saying the same thing. So, like collective consciousness, and if you, which is only possible if you let go of what you think is you.
And your ego.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also something that I'm working on deeply, is ego, understanding, and just, yeah. Your ego is not your amigo. So let it go. Bye,
Can,
Felicia.
can you delve a little bit deeper into that? What is the big question for that you would like to resolve in your heart? Like, what do you feel you need to solve for yourself?
Two things: my abandonment issue, my abandonment wound,
You're here
and love.
now. You're here now. You
Yeah.
loved and
I, because I felt abandoned, that's all I knew. And so I abandoned myself to get approval, to get validation, because I wanted that back. So I cared for people, I loved, I overextended. And somewhere along, I lost myself, but it was in losing myself that I found myself. So again, nothing in vain. I learned to not abandon myself, and the love that I looked for constantly in other people, I found within myself.
that is amazing. And was there a moment when you felt completely one with the universe or everything?
I have few moments where I feel like that. Very few. It's not perpetually happening because, there's still the outside world. There's still conditions that like creep in on you.
I know how it
But
happens. Sometimes you get there and then.
yeah. For me, it's every time I listen to myself and every time I love myself, every time I realize that I am the love that I've been searching for, that's when I feel most connected. I don't feel like another person is someone else, or this animal, or this tree. When I love myself truly, unconditionally, with full acceptance, that's when I feel that we are all one. I don't really know how to explain that feeling, but it's just the feeling of oneness that I have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is amazing, and I love freediving because it also gives you that when you're, you know, at the bottom and there's meters of water above you and below you, and you just frozen, like frozen in time, and you know, you just we don't we don't see air, but it doesn't mean there's no empty space, but we're so used to this feeling that, you know, there's nothing here. Then when you finally you see that there's something everywhere and you just embedded into it. Same with the universe.
Yeah.
I think so. We're always connected, and yeah, the collective consciousness will like. There's invisible hive which we should be serving, but instead we decide to just, you know, be ourselves against everybody, kind of like this.
The ego.
And saying all this, what is the message you try to bring to other people, or just let it out for everybody to know? What would it be?
Love yourself. That's all I can say. For me, love has always been number one on my list. It's always been something that I searched for externally. But when you go inside and you go within and you do the inner work, you will know what real love and true love is. And if you're able to love and accept yourself unconditionally, that's when you're able to love and accept other people and understand other people. And so my message for everyone, especially the children, because nobody really teaches them that, is to love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you can get anything done in the world. You can help anyone, and everyone around you will feel that.
What would you say to your younger self when she needed, when she was at her lowest? What would help her then that you have now?
Sat for a meditation where I journeyed back to my younger self. And at first, I couldn't bear to see her pain because I saw her crying. And so me walking towards her I was so fearful, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to feel this again, because I felt that growing up. But somehow I walked towards her, I I hugged her, I consoled her, and I said, you are not alone. I'm here. Like, you have always had yourself. And something changed. Something changed. I saw her smile, and it was the first time that I ever remembered smiling when I was that young. And so yeah, that's what I did. I went back to my younger self. I spoke to her. I consoled her, and I saw exactly what she needed, or what was missing, or what she thought was missing in her life, because I'm able to find it now. So I go back and I just remind her that it's always been inside of her. She's not alone. And I just give her a really big hug. I'm a very a physical person. So me hugging myself, me hugging other people, it's an exchange of really powerful love and energy and connection. And so that's what I went. I went back and I hugged her, because that's something that I felt I didn't have growing up. The warmth and the love and the hug, the goodnight kiss on my forehead from my parents every night before going to bed. And I yearned for that. I cried every night. But then I went back and I was like, hey, here's your hug. And automatically I see her smile, and that changed me.
So we could say you fixed your current self and your past self and healed your past.
Yeah. I now finally understand what people mean when they say you can go back and change your past, because I did. I did, and it's possible.
I know because I did as well. And
And my
again,
memories start coming back from childhood. There's so many things I don't remember. And I always wish to remember things, and not just from childhood, even from like 1 or 2 years ago. Because of my childhood trauma, my memory is so distorted. Some things I don't remember at all. Some things are a blur, and a chunk of my life just feels like it never happened or somebody erased my memory. But each time I go back, and I see that little Priya smiling and so happy with life and so joyful and finding, happiness in playing sports or being with friends or sitting in class when there's something interesting going on. Those are the moments. Yeah.
this is interesting.
I feel like I'm slowly remembering other things apart from sadness. That my memory starts coming back a little bit at a time, but I'm in such a rush sometimes. I'm like, oh, I want to remember it all. Like, how do I do this? And so I just need to surrender and remember that it will come back if it has to, and if it doesn't, it's okay.
This is interesting because it kind of raises the question about parallel universes. Would you say that you're like moving into a different reality, and this is why fragmented memories might appear because the events change order or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. I believe that because globally we all believe in time, and that's why we're aging, and that's why time exists. But in that meditation, when I was able to go back or sometimes even go into the future, I know that time is just an illusion, and you're able to go back to.
Yeah,
We say go back because collectively we believe in
it's
the
always
concept of
now.
time.
Yeah, it's always now,
Yeah,
and
it's always exactly. It's what you choose to focus on is where your consciousness lies in that moment. But you can choose to shift your consciousness to any moment and change the narrative.
here's my theory. Like when you choose things you want to do, and when you do only the things you want to do, and you shift into your kind of mainish reality, which you can feel because this is the one where you feel the joy,
The most alive.
yeah, the most alive, the most joy at all
Yeah.
times. And this is what they probably called dharma or Tao. And you can, when you develop some sensibility in you, you can go by feel. You feel what's where it's
Yes.
better for you.
Yes,
It's,
absolutely.
and again, this is has a parallel with with freediving, because all the new depths I'm storming with my eyes closed. Just I go by feel, how the water, how the pressure feels, how my body reacts. Nothing's going on. If you don't let the thoughts, ruin the dive. Like, oh my god, this is the new depths. This is too deep. This is this. This is that. And yeah, what I kind of developed is this fearless sort of way of manipulating universe. You're not
Yes.
controlling it. You're just attracting stuff. How I told you how I dreamt all of you guys just you appeared.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I do. I'm on the same page as you on that one. My sensitivity, I thought was sometimes I was burdened by it, but only now I'm realizing that it's my superpower, and it's my gift. And if you understand energy and you realize that everything is energy, that's how you can manipulate energy to make sure that your every day and every moment is the best one yet. And for me, living in the present really helps with that. When you're in the present moment, there's nothing, no fear, no suffering.
Yeah.
There's yeah, exactly. In the present moment. Like right now, I'm so in the present moment, and there is absolutely nothing else going in my head, which usually, 1,000 thoughts, and then you're racing with time, or you're living in the past, or fantasizing about the future. And that's when you realize that there's so much anxiety, so much fear, so much stress, so much weight and heaviness. But when you're in the present moment, it's like time stops.
Yeah.
Time stops. And I've had that so many times, that experience where I'm like, why am I rushing? Like, where do I have to be? Like, stop rushing, Priya, and just chill. And I remember that 10 minutes felt like an hour to me. I look at the time and I thought I was running late, but I was like, what? I have 2 minutes, and I thought I was running late. I thought I was half an hour late, but I have 2 minutes. How? And that's when I slowly started to realize that being in the present moment, time doesn't exist. You do everything that you do with intention, with all of your love, with 200% of yourself. I always say this. I don't know why I never want to give 100%. I give 200% of myself because then you
Always
get
do your best.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
rule
yeah,
of the universe.
exactly. And then time stops, and being in the present moment, you can feel and attract everything that you want. And I'm only learning this now. I'm only in the beginning. I've only started scratching the surface, and I'm so excited to see what's gonna unfold for me.
You're in for the ride, and the more you raise your vibrations, the more the the cooler people you attract, because they see you immediately. And as Krishna said, the joy is the only way to live. The sad people are not accepted. Sorry, guys. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I've cut a lot of people out of my life as well. And at first, it was so hard. But then you slowly start to realize that if this is a life you want to live, then those situations and people and thought patterns have got to go. And there's nothing you can do to tell or to teach or to show, because people have to be willing to change or to see or to recognize their pattern. And only then maybe they will also eventually elevate.
yeah, exactly. I felt I should help everybody I know, but then I realized some people, they don't even see the point. Why bother? Why? What? And that moment of emptiness when you kind of detached from your old self, and then uh, before I wanted, I don't know, to buy a new car or watch, and what now? Now
Same.
yeah, and then I slowly, just had to recalibrate, find some new meaning and grow out of my character, like grow outside. And then I felt, that it's just not fun to play alone. You need to play with others.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
It's exciting to meet like-minded individuals. It's exciting to see people who are on a similar path, if not the same, whether they have just started off or they're already like, years and years into it. It's all the same. It's all exciting. And we're all going there. We're all going back to source.
yeah, and what I also find out, because I was studying all religions, philosophies, I tried to find which one is the rightmost one. And that helped me to finally realize that everybody tries to describe the same truth,
Yeah,
the same structure of the reality, but
in different words.
some things are lost in translation, but we're all circling kind of the same mountain. And that freed me even more. I don't have to name things certain way, or because it doesn't matter. What matters kind of it's
Yeah.
inside and outside.
Yeah, doesn't matter what language, doesn't matter what people define, describe, or use titles to describe something. At the end of the day, it's all the same. It's all the same.
Yeah, and this is amazing. And
Frequency, energy, it's all the same.
even we are come from different upbringings, different cultures, and then yet you're saying the same things and thinking the same way I do. And what I also realized, that happy people, happy alike, they don't spend days talking about stuff, talk about ideas, having.
Yeah.
This is what we are here on earth for. It's just that's what life is about, just having a good time. There was no other meaning. We've been created to enjoy it, and we basically dug the graves for ourselves and our children, buried
Yeah,
them
that's the
deeper.
hard truth of reality, or what we think is reality. That's what everyone is doing, is talking over and over again about their suffering, or how talking about other people, not really discussing how to make every moment joyful, how to love more, how to care more, how to understand yourself so that you can make the world a better place for yourself and for other people. And so this has also been the biggest theme of my life as of late, is understanding. I have always been that way. I don't like when I hear people or I'm around people with that energy who are, just talking down on people, talking about each other, talking about what a shitty life or shitty situation they've been in, and I'm just like, I realized slowly that, yeah, I don't want that. That's a reality that they choose for themselves, and I don't want to be a part of that. So it was really easy for me to just remove myself from situations and people. And I'm no saint. I catch myself complaining, and that's when I realized, I'm like, wow, the more you are surrounded by these kind of people, you become them, and you can't even blame them. You have to take accountability for your thoughts and your actions and your words, and the reality that you choose for yourself is all on you.
Yeah,
And
what's going on is the goal. It's not the other way around.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Like, each day for me gets more exciting, more beautiful. It gets better. We talked about that the other day, and it really gets better. It really gets better every time life throws a challenge in front of me. I don't see it as like, why me again, or like, why am I having to face this, or why am I suffering, or like, wow, even like, this friend is not talking to me anymore. But I'm just like I'm the chosen one, because I know that the universe knows that I can deal with this gracefully, with compassion and with love, because that's me being true to who I am and being authentic. So I will not see any other challenge as a suffering, but I see it as an obstacle, like a game. Like,
Yeah.
how do you go around this obstacle without jumping into the fire and burning yourself and then crying that I'm burning, or screaming for help? You just go around it, find a way around it, get some water, throw it
Yeah,
in the
you're
fire,
not
put
a
it out. There's
you're
so
not a
many
tree.
things.
Walk away.
Exactly. There's so many things. I'm water. Like, I will put out that fire by myself for all you know. But yeah, so there's always a way around it. There's a way around everything. You can change the direction if you don't like where your life is headed. You can walk around it. You can try to understand it, but just don't walk into fire. If you see it and you're walking into it, it's on you.
This is amazing. And you say, I am water. And yeah, you have this soothing and calming presence that radiates of you towards other people. And I also,
Thank you.
thank you. I also treat everybody as guests in my world. And when people come into your field, so to speak, how do you treat your guests?
I treat everyone like family. There is something though that my mom, I love you so much if you're listening to this. She always taught me. She said, Priya, don't give your all, and don't love everyone 100% or fully. And I slowly start to realize what she means by that, because I was so against it all the time. I was like, but this is who I am. Like, I'm a lover. I'm a fighter. I'll fight for love. Maybe it has a lot to do with, again, my childhood trauma of being abandoned. I don't like anyone to feel that way. So I'm
Yeah.
always super welcoming. I'm like, you are part of my family now. Like, we are family. We are friends. And never want to make sure that nobody ever feels what I felt growing up. However, I realize now exactly what my mom meant, because if I don't have a full cup, or if my heart is not full, I need to stop giving, because when you're giving from that space or that mindset, or that you're not really giving unconditionally.
You
You're
should be
giving for external.
overflowing. First,
Exactly.
fix yourself, fix
Yeah.
your life, fix
Yeah.
everything, and then
Exactly. And so I fully understand that now. And you get depleted if you give from a half empty or like an empty cup, and then you wonder like, why am I so exhausted? Why am I so drained? Like, but I feel good giving. No, it's maybe you feel good giving because you were expecting something in return, whether it's external validation, whether it's for people to be like I'm a nice person. This is who I am. See me. And then you're trying so hard to prove yourself. And now I'm just like, what? Why did I do that? I don't need external validation. I don't need to prove myself because slowly I'm understanding who I really am. And the more I focus my energy on me, the more I feel my little bubble filling with more and more love. And then when it overflows, then automatically it will touch everyone that is open to it.
That's a good metaphor, because I feel the bubble kind of when you let it go. What Alona said the other time, it's like this what's called oven with fire. Fire is burning, but the pipe is closed.
Yeah.
And slowly the smoke accumulates and the fire starts dying. You're literally dying inside your body. You're dying alive. That spark just doesn't hit you anymore. Everything becomes meaningless and stupid. And first we need to open the gates, so to speak, to let the smoke out. And then you don't feel specifically happy, because it's not happiness. It's, again, we put words towards sensations, what we feel. I would say it's like the joy, like the baseline of why are we even alive? We are not here to suffer. We're here to feel the joy of life. And we so choking ourselves with this smoke inside, and that's all this gunk, that we stop feeling it. We only feel, like internal organs. In fat people, they're just compressed by fat, and it literally affects everything.
Yeah, but that's conditioning, right? Like that's people think that suffering is the way of life, or you have
Exactly.
to suffer to get something, or it's the same. Like my parents and my grandparents, and this is just what they know. This is what they have been taught, and I'm so lucky that my parents are understanding and slowly opening themselves to actually allowing themselves to have fun and feel joy for absolutely no reason.
It's
You
so
don't need to do something to reward yourself. Like happiness is your birthright and it's your choice. So if you're suffering, it's you choose to suffer. This is what
Yeah,
I believe.
I think we got into some wrong version of reality, where we're born into our own world, and everybody tells us, no, dude, you cannot just leave. You have to do this. You have to don't look.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. You need to follow the same path I did.
Yeah. It's almost as though like it's wrong to be happy. It's
Yeah.
almost as if it's like it's wrong to treat yourself, to give yourself a little bit of time to rest.
Yeah, we cannot rest because always need to be busy. And
Yeah.
thank you for reminding me of the day only gets better. It's the practice that can change lives. First of all, you understand that you have only one day. Every day is today. And then you just notice as the day gets better, and when you see it, you say it. And slowly, your only day in life that's always today slowly transforms, because you reprogram your mind with this simple technique. And what's important is to say it, because when you formulate your thoughts, this fractal structure in your brain kind of
Yeah. Every cell in your body believes it when you say the day is going to get better or it's getting better and every day is getting better.
No, I mean, you no faking it. This is what I realized after going through this emptiness, after I kind of get awakened. I realized, well, okay, if everything is just imaginary, then why just not follow the good stuff? And so I'm just choosing things that bring the most joy. And that's usually, well, that's for me, what brings the most joy is usually the most craziest ideas, because otherwise it's not fun.
Otherwise it's boring. Otherwise
Yeah.
it's boring. Yeah.
Okay, we're kind of running late. And what would be the message to the world from you? What, for especially for the people who hear what you're saying, who are on the path, or just have their doubts, or that moment of emptiness or darkness inside, what would you tell them?
It gets better. It gets better. Fear is just an illusion. Sadness is everything that you created. If you don't allow it, it does not happen. So somewhere, somehow, we've allowed that emotion to come into our body. We hold on to it, but it's also up to us to let it go. Everything is reversible. I do believe, because if you can make it happen, you can make it unhappen. You know. And so yeah, everything gets better, and love is the answer. The questions
Beautiful.
don't matter.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank
Priya
you.
Sethi, ladies and gentlemen. I hope your energy translates to the other side of the screens. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I loved every second of this.
Thank you.